Good afternoon, all of you. Today we are going to discuss about the types of welding joints as well as tungsten inert gas welding or TIG welding. Okay, so let's see what are the various types of welding joints. The first one is butt joint. Okay, let us consider that this material, this is workpiece 1 and this is workpiece 2. Okay, so what happens, I am placing the workpiece 1 and workpiece 2 in this horizontal position and I am performing a welding joint in between this. So what happens, this thing solidifies and joins this workpiece 1 and workpiece 2 together, right? Then comes, you see, lap joint. So what is lap joint? I am placing this workpiece. Let us consider now this one is workpiece 1 and this one is workpiece 2. So I am placing this workpiece 1 and workpiece 2 in this position and I am performing a welding joint over here and here. So these are basically, this type of welding joints are known as lap joint. You see, the next one is corner joint. That means I am performing joint on the edges of the workpiece and the position of the workpiece will be in this perpendicular situation. Let us consider now this one is workpiece 1 and workpiece 2 and it is kept in this position and I am creating a filler material within this to perform a welding joint. Now see the first one, that is edge joint. Edge joint means, consider this one as one workpiece number 1 and this one is workpiece number 2. So I have kept this 1 and 2 in vertical position and I am performing a welding joint over here. So what happens, this thing solidifies and provides join the two metals, two workpiece. And the last one is T joint. T joint, what is that? You consider this as 1 and this as 2. So what happens, I am placing the workpiece 1 upon this workpiece 2 in perpendicular situation and I am performing a welding joint over here. So this is also a type of welding joints. Now let us move on to the tungsten inert gas welding, right? So there are two diagrams of this tungsten inert gas welding. Both are same. There is a slightly difference in between these two diagrams. So let us see the first diagram. Let us first see the components that are used. This is the workpiece. Okay, this is workpiece 1 and this is workpiece 2, right? And both are kept in which condition? In horizontal condition. You see there is a earthing connection and there is a power supply, one connection to the workpiece and the other connection to the non-consumable tungsten electrode. In previous class we have discussed about the consumable and non-consumable electrode. So consumable electrodes are those whose melting point is very less. That means it requires very less amount of heat to melt itself and fill the holes or the fill the holes to make a joint in between the two workpieces. And non-consumable electrodes are those whose melting points are higher, right? Now see there is a nozzle also, okay, and this is the arc which is produced by the non-consumable tungsten electrode with the help of the power supply, right? And there is a shielded gas also and I am externally applying filler rod. Okay, so this rod will melt along with this non-consumable electrode and fill this unit. Okay, and there is a whirlpool. Whirlpool comes after when the filler rod and the non-consumable electrode melts and fills the gap. Now see how it works. And in diagram 2 also both are same. Both are same. You see the electricity is passing through the non-consumable tungsten electrode which is producing arc over here over the workpiece. Okay, and this is the gas, that means the shielded gas. This is also This is the plasma arc that has been generated, and this is also the shielded gas. Okay, and this is called as the welding head. And in this case, water is used because to prevent the excess heating of this nozzle tip. Otherwise, the whole unit will melt and welding process will not carry out. Right, now see what happens. Uh, it is a welding process in which heat is generated by an electric arc. Right, by heat is generated by an electric arc stuck between non-consumable tungsten electrode and the workpiece. That means the arc is produced in between the workpiece and the non-consumable tungsten electrode. Right, now see, the weld pooled is shielded by an inert gas. What are inert gas? Basically, inert gas are, there is always a shielded gas around this weld pool. So what is inert gas? Inert gases are argon, helium, nitrogen. Okay, so these actually protects the molten metal from atmospheric contamination. Okay, that means it does not allow the molten metal to combine or gets react with the atmospheric air, so it stops the reaction. Okay, and now see, the heat produced by the arc melts the edges of the workpiece. That means this heat produced by the arc actually melts the workpiece and hence joins them. Pillar rod may be used. That means this rod may or may not be used if required according to the requirement of the welding. Now see, tungsten inert gas welding produces a high quality weld of most of the metal. That means we get a very high quality of welding. Okay, flux is not used in this process. Right, now let us discuss about the application. So application of tungsten inert gas weldings are, first one is, it is used in basically aerospace industry. Okay, then comes manufacturing of space vehicles, then comes welding of small diameter or thin wall tubing. That means welding of piping of various sizes. Okay, it is used in repairing tools and dies also. And then comes it is widely used in joining thin sheet metal or sheet material. Right, and also it is used in manufacturing of chemical plant or boilers. Right, so this is basically the tungsten inert gas welding and its application. Thank you.